A story of love and social media stardom. In the fast-paced world of social media, where likes, comments and followers reign supreme, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But for two young influencers, the connection they formed online was the real deal. Despite never meeting in person, their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day as they navigated the ups and downs of their separate lives, building a bond that transcended the screens of their smartphones. This is the story of the virtual romance. A story of love and social media stardom, where the power of love proves that even in a world filled with digital distractions, true feelings can flourish. Chapter 1. First Impressions. Ava was a social media sensation, known for her perfectly curated feed, her stunning beauty, and her captivating smile. With over 1 million followers, she was the envy of many and had brands falling over themselves to collaborate with her. Despite her success, Ava felt lonely. The constant attention and praise she received online felt hollow, and she yearned for a deeper connection. One day, as she scrolled through her comments section, she came across a message from a user she had never seen before. The message was from a guy named Jake, and it was unlike any she had received before. He didn't compliment her looks or try to flatter her. Instead, he asked her about her interests and hobbies. Ava was intrigued and responded, and thus began a conversation that would change her life forever. Jake was a computer hacker who used his skills to help people. He was a solitary figure, preferring to spend his time behind a screen than socializing in the real world. But despite his reclusive nature, he was an excellent communicator and had a way with words that drew people to him. When he stumbled upon Ava's profile, he was struck by her beauty. But what caught his attention was her intelligence and wit. Over the next few weeks, Ava and Jake spoke every day, their conversations spanning hours. They talked about everything and anything, from their favorite books and movies to their hopes and fears. Despite never having met in person, they felt a connection growing between them. As their online relationship blossomed, Ava and Jake faced challenges. Ava was worried about the backlash she would receive from her followers if they found out she was talking to someone who wasn't a real influencer. Jake was concerned about revealing his true identity, knowing that if Ava found out he was a hacker, she would end their relationship. But as their feelings for each other grew stronger, they found the courage to overcome their fears. Ava revealed to Jake that she felt like a prisoner in her own life, constantly under the scrutiny of her followers and unable to escape the constant attention. Jake, in turn, opened up about his past and why he chose to help people through his hacking skills. As their conversation came to an end that night, Ava and Jake both knew that they had found something special in each other. Despite the distance and the fact that they had never met, they were falling in love. The next morning, Ava woke up to a message from Jake. He had sent her a video of himself, finally revealing his face to her. Ava's heart skipped a beat as she watched the video, realizing that the connection she felt with Jake was real. And with that, she knew that their virtual romance was about to become a reality. Chapter 2. Challenges and Doubts. As Ava and Jake's relationship continued to grow, they faced challenges that tested the strength of their bond. The biggest challenge was the fact that they had never met in person. They lived in different parts of the world and had never even heard each other's voices. Despite this, their love for each other continued to flourish, and they dreamed of the day when they would finally be able to meet face to face. However, not everyone was supportive of their relationship. Ava's followers, who were used to her posting pictures with a different handsome guy every week, were confused by her sudden change in behavior. They didn't understand how she could fall in love with someone she had never met, and they made their feelings known in the comments section of her posts. Ava was torn between her love for Jake and her loyalty to her followers. She knew that if she continued to post about Jake, she would alienate her followers and potentially harm her career. But she couldn't bear the thought of losing Jake, and so she decided to keep their relationship a secret. Jake, meanwhile, was struggling with his own doubts. He was a hacker. And he knew that if Ava ever found out, she would see him as a criminal and end their relationship. He was torn between his love for Ava and his fear of losing her. As the weeks passed, Ava and Jake's relationship continued to grow stronger. But they were still plagued by the uncertainty of their future. They both longed to meet in person and make their love a reality. But the distance and their different lives made it seem like an impossible dream. One day, Ava received a message from Jake that would change everything. He told her that he had finally saved enough money to travel to her country and meet her in person. Ava was overjoyed. But at the same time, she was filled with trepidation. What if their love wasn't as strong in person as it was online? What if Jake was disappointed when he finally met her? Despite her fears, Ava agreed to meet Jake. And the two made plans for their long-awaited reunion. The anticipation was almost unbearable. And both Ava and Jake counted down the days until they would finally be able to hold each other in their arms. The day of their reunion finally arrived. And Ava and Jake met at a quaint little cafe. They both felt nervous as they approached each other. Their eyes locked in a gaze that spoke volumes. As they hugged each other for the first time, they both knew that their love was real. And that the distance and the challenges they had faced had only made their bond stronger. And with that, the virtual romance became a reality, proving that love truly knows no bounds. Chapter 3. Finding their way. Ava and Jake's reunion was everything they had dreamed of and more. They spent every moment together, exploring each other's worlds and learning about each other's lives. It was a magical time, filled with laughter, love, and adventure. However, their newfound happiness was not without its challenges. Ava's followers were still skeptical of Jake and his place in her life. They didn't understand why she had chosen to keep their relationship a secret. And they were quick to judge him based on rumors and speculation. Jake, meanwhile, struggled with the guilt of keeping his hacker past a secret from Ava. He knew that the truth would come out eventually. And he was afraid of what would happen when it did. Despite these challenges, Ava and Jake were determined to make their relationship work. They talked through their problems and found a way to navigate the difficulties that arose. And as time passed, their love for each other continued to grow stronger. Ava's followers also began to see the real Jake. And they started to appreciate him for who he was. They saw that he was kind, funny, and incredibly talented. And they realized that their initial impressions of him were misguided. Jake also found a way to use his skills as a hacker for good. He helped people who had been wronged by large corporations and governments. And he became known as the Robin Hood of the virtual world. As their relationship continued to blossom, Ava and Jake decided that they were ready to take the next step. They knew that they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. And they made plans to move in together. Their life together was filled with laughter, love, and excitement. They traveled the world together, exploring new places and making new memories. They worked together on Ava's social media channel, sharing their adventures with the world. Years passed, and Ava and Jake became one of the most well-known couples on social media. Their relationship had overcome all the challenges that it had faced. And it had become a symbol of hope for people all over the world. They proved that love can conquer all, even in a world where everything is virtual. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that they had found their happily ever after. Chapter 4. The secret revealed. Ava and Jake's life together was perfect. They were in love. They were successful. And they were happy. However, there was still one secret that weighed heavy on Jake's conscience. One day, Jake knew that he could no longer keep his hacker past a secret. He had to tell Ava the truth. He was scared of what her reaction would be. But he knew that he couldn't keep lying to the person he loved. Jake gathered his courage and sat Ava down for a serious conversation. He told her everything. From his days as a computer hacker to his work as the Robin Hood of the virtual world. Ava listened intently, not interrupting or judging Jake for his past actions. When Jake finished talking, Ava sat quietly for a moment, processing everything she had just heard. Then, she looked at Jake and smiled. "I love you, Jake. And I'm proud of the person you've become," she said. "You've used your skills for good. And you've helped so many people. I'm honored to be a part of your life." Jake was overjoyed by Ava's reaction. He had been so scared that she would leave him. But her love and acceptance was all he needed. From that day on, Jake and Ava's relationship was stronger than ever. They shared everything with each other. No secrets or lies between them. And as they continued to work together on Ava's social media channel, they inspired others to be open and honest with their loved ones. However, their happiness was not meant to last. A hacker group, who were jealous of Jake's success and disapproved of his decision to use his skills for good, discovered the truth about Jake's past. They threatened to reveal his secret to the world unless he joined their cause. Jake was faced with a difficult decision. He knew that if he joined the hacker group, he would be going against everything he stood for. But he also knew that if the truth about his past was revealed, Ava's reputation would be ruined and their life together would be destroyed. In the end, Jake chose to confront the hacker group and protect Ava. He used his skills to bring down the group and protect their secret. And as he stood victorious, he realized that his love for Ava was the most important thing in his life. Ava and Jake continued to inspire others with their love and their message of honesty and openness. They proved that love can conquer all, even in a virtual world. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their love was stronger than any secret or challenge that came their way. Chapter 5. The Final Frontier. Jake and Ava's relationship continued to thrive and grow. But their success also attracted the attention of powerful corporations and individuals who wanted to use their social media influence for their own gain. Jake and Ava were faced with a difficult choice. They could accept the offers and live a life of luxury, but at the cost of their independence and values. Or, they could turn down the offers and continue to inspire others with their message of love and honesty, but at the cost of their financial stability. The decision was a tough one. But Jake and Ava knew what they had to do. They decided to continue on their current path and remain true to their values. They continued to grow their social media channel and inspire others. But they also started to branch out into new ventures. They started a non-profit organization to help those in need and used their platform to spread awareness and raise funds. They also started working on developing new technology that would change the way people interacted and connected in the virtual world. Their new projects were met with great success, and they quickly became known as the leaders in the virtual world. They inspired a new generation of young people to follow their dreams and make a positive impact on the world. However, their success also attracted the attention of a powerful government agency, who wanted to regulate the virtual world and control its influence. Jake and Ava were once again faced with a difficult decision. They could comply with the regulations and give up their freedom, or they could fight for their beliefs and risk everything. Jake and Ava chose to fight. They rallied their supporters and started a virtual revolution, fighting for their rights and the rights of all virtual citizens. The battle was long and difficult, but in the end, Jake and Ava emerged victorious. The virtual world was free, and Jake and Ava were hailed as heroes. They continued to inspire others and change the world for the better. And their love for each other only grew stronger with each passing day. In the end, Jake and Ava proved that love and courage can conquer even the biggest challenges. They showed the world that anything is possible in the virtual world, and that with determination and love, one can achieve anything they set their mind to. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their love was the driving force behind all of their successes, and that it would guide them into a bright and beautiful future. Chapter 6. Farewell to a Virtual Hero. Jake and Ava's love story was one for the ages. They inspired countless people with their message of love and courage, and their virtual world was a beacon of hope and freedom. But As with all great stories, there must come an end. One day, Jake fell ill. And despite all the medical technology available in the virtual world, he was unable to recover. Ava was by his side every step of the way, holding his hand and telling him how much she loved him. Jake's passing was a shock to the entire virtual world, and Ava was heartbroken. She felt lost and alone without him. But she knew that she had to carry on their legacy. She continued to run their non-profit organization and work on their projects. But nothing was the same without Jake by her side. Ava was determined to keep Jake's memory alive. And she started a virtual memorial for him. People from all over the virtual world came to pay their respects. And Ava was overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support. She knew that Jake would have wanted her to continue to fight for what was right. And she did just that. She continued to inspire others and fight for their rights, just as Jake had always done. And as she looked out at the virtual world, she knew that Jake was still with her in spirit, guiding her every step of the way. Years passed, and Ava continued to work tirelessly for the virtual world. She never forgot about Jake and the love that they shared. But she was finally able to find some peace and happiness. She knew that their love story would live on forever, inspiring others to follow their dreams and make a positive impact on the world. And so, the virtual world said farewell to a hero. Jake's passing was a sad moment for all. But his legacy and the love that he and Ava shared will never be forgotten. Their story will continue to inspire and touch the lives of people for generations to come, reminding the world that love and courage can conquer even the greatest challenges.